first and foremost, we're obviously disappointed here at the football club for him to receive obviously the 2-game ban. You know, you look back at the incident, and obviously over the last 24 hours it's been brought to light. But something what I take from the incident is, you know, while we all look back at the situation 24 hours later, let's look at the time when it was played in the night, the speed of the pass, the movement, the touch, the expectation from Dwight getting clattered by 2 defenders. It all happens in such quick time that you're asking somebody to make a judgment. You're asking the referee. One thing what we all can't establish here is what was going in the mind with the 2 defenders, what was going in the mind with Dwight Gayle when he took the touch, and the speediness of it all. It happened so fast. But whatever we can look at it 24 hours later, it's easier to make a decision. But what 24 hours won't give us was the context of the match, the emotion of the game, the speed of the game, the tempo of the match. All these things are factors in what video evidence don't give you 24 hours later, which we have to take into consideration the context of the game. And that's what it is. At the time when I saw the incident, and everybody else around the ground would have seen the incident, would have had a clear separate viewing of it. But then when you look at it 24 hours later, we're all experts on the matter, but we're not experts at the time when it happened, because it's so quick at the time. So to reach that verdict on it, it's disappointing. We feel disappointed at it. You know, we stand by Dwight with it and the situation. And again, all I just call for is consistency. You know, this rule was brought in 2017. We've only reached the 2nd incident now. So I've got to ask for consistency with it. Where has been it? Are you telling me that there's only been 2 isolated incidents from 2017 when we play a highly competitive, energetic game every single week, a passionate game? So all I'm just going to say to you is, here at West Brom, we don't whinge. We've had things given against us and we've never whinged and called for it. All I'm just asking for is a little bit of consistency with it in terms of moving forward, and not just for us, for all clubs connected with it.
What have you said to Dwight about it, and what has he said to you about what was going through his mind at the time?
So when it came to it, because I had to speak to him 24 hours, because I never expected anything of it. I was notified by the club that was happening. So by the time the process had happened, we didn't know. So I spoke to Dwight and I said, what was your situation at the time? He said, Gaffer, I've taken a touch, and as I've gone to go through, I'm expected to get clattered by 2 defenders making a last-ditch tackle. So I've nicked the ball away and then evaded the challenges, and then that's what's happened. That was my thinking to get him, because I was going to get clattered, but not by 1, but by 2 defenders. So, and I fully support that. We fully support that, the football club, because as I said, when the speed of the ball moves and the context of the game and the emotion of the game, and you're talking the lateness of the match as well, all those factors has to be contributed into making a decision. But unfortunately, we don't get that from the video evidence 24 hours or 48 hours, and that's all. I'm just looking at the situation. I said already, you know, we've had 2 incidents already this season where my players could have been seriously injured and they've been missed, and I've not said anything. So it looks like that something has to happen before we looked upon it, and that's the only thing is that West Brom here is we accept what's been given to us, but we move on.
Ultimately as well, Dwight's actions helped to secure a point. So what do you say to your players moving forward? Do you say it's unacceptable to go down like that in those situations, or do you say take the opportunity again if need be?
No, listen, none of us in our game condone diving. None of us. What I'm just saying is at the time is I'm not going, and we're not asking players to do that. What we're just saying to at the same time is that in the speediness of the game and the action of the game and the moment where the ball is collected and how the player takes a touch, whether it's to an opponent or away from an opponent, however that is, that as well has got to be taken into context, because it's the speediness of it. None of us in our minds would have ever thought before the game would have gone or rolling into the 89th minute that somebody was going to be suspected to have done what he'd done. We played a game of football for the right reasons. All I'm just saying is that let's take those kind of things into consideration. I'll always echo my players to play the game in the right manner. Always echo my players to play the game in the right manner, and they will do play the game in the right manner. All of them, all the time, they play the game in the right manner. All I'm just asking for is consistency with how we're going to go about these, and consistency that when reaching a verdict, how we're looking at it, and are all possible aspects of the game taken into consideration at the time.
How do you implement the internal disciplinary action, by the way, in a situation like that? Because often, you know, there's further action the club can take over a red card, but is Dwight subject to that, or do you take a different allowance in this case?
It's well, again, you know, all that will reach from the consistency. They've got a process that happens. It's part of the process. I've said that we've accepted how the process has been gone on, because we're not going to cry over spilt milk. It's what it is. It is what it is. There's nothing that you and I are going to do now to change it. So we get on with it. But all again, I say, you know, part of that is just finding the consistency throughout. You know, this cannot just be 2 isolated incidents with a game over the last, since 2017. It's impossible.
Just one final point on the consistency though as well. It's not just about diving, is it? There was the challenge obviously on Mason Holgate, wasn't there, in that game, that maybe could have been looked at again?
I've said it's not just that single game. Yes, there is, but it's not just that single game. There's other games that, if you rewind your video footage on games, potentially I could have been sitting there with 2 seriously injured players from incidents that was supposedly not seen at the time. That could have had a huge impact on us, that this one has, that we're hearing today. But again, you know, it's not for me to say. That's what I'm just trying to say with the consistencies, that, you know, those things have not been picked up, but yet this one has been, for obvious reasons.